Good evening, everybody. It's a beautiful night out here. Tonight I felt like I wanted to say a few words about love. It's such a powerful emotion. The emotion that we're told is dominant in the universe. I know that when I was down in Costa Rica doing ayahuasca, one of the times that I had, sometimes they call them an ego death. I call it a crossover. It was a Tuesday night. I had crossed over Monday night. They asked where I was. Voice told me I was in the fifth dimension. When I crossed over on Tuesday night, I didn't have to ask where I was. The love was so powerful. It's like I was in the presence of source energy itself. The void. Couldn't see anything. Just the void. And I wanted to get down. I was laying on my mattress, but I really energetically felt like I wanted to just get down and bow to this all-powerful love. It's truly amazing. Amazing experience that night. But here in the 3D world, we have many different forms of love. In the law of one, they say love yourself. The second practice is love yourself. Third practice is love the other selves. Fourth practice is love Mother Earth and nature, which is where I am right now, out here in Mother Earth and nature, loving every minute of it. But what does it mean to love someone else? To truly love someone? Something that I've spent a lot of time lately thinking about, because it's something that I never experienced before until about 3.5 years ago. Meeting someone and experiencing love, experiencing heart openings, really feeling it in my body. First time in my entire life, I could actually felt it in my body. It was just amazing. And of course I fucked it up. But that was part of life's lesson. You know, it was part of the experience for both of us. But it was amazing. Teal Swan says that to love another is to take them in as a part of yourself. And that's what it felt like for a little while. But then sometimes we self-sabotage. For me, it's alcohol, which I don't do anymore. For others, it may be any kind of addiction, from drugs to porn, all those childhood traumas, all the traumas of our lineage. So, even though we truly love someone, we can still sabotage it. Even though we think we're taking them in as a part of ourselves. In my case, I wasn't doing it explicitly because I didn't understand it at the time. I didn't understand that concept. Many other concepts too about love and relationships. Conscious, intimate relationships. So we can self-sabotage and sabotage the one that we love, either directly or by sabotaging ourselves, which sabotages the relationship. And we won't even know we're doing it, because it's coming out of that programming of ours, a lot of that childhood programming. Lately I've been studying things like attachment theory. So are you an avoidant attachment or are you an anxious attachment? I am primarily an avoidant attachment. Something inside of me wants to push people away. It's all based on childhood trauma. Some people get too close, you let them in, but then you push them away. Yeah. have to realize these things about ourselves. Other things I've been learning about is, what are my needs in a relationship? Never taught this shit. I'm 65 years old and I'm just learning this stuff. Explicitly stating, what are my needs in a relationship? What do I value? What do you value in a relationship? Personal development, kindness, sex, sacred sex, sexual alchemy, travel, alone time. Everybody needs their own alone time, just about everybody. It's always good to have some alone time. Personal development is a big one, though. Both people are trying to be a little bit better today than we were yesterday. Some of the virtues that we want in a relationship: kindness, compassion, huge. Listening's big. Nobody ever took a class in listening. Talked about that in another video. But it's really important. Even to the point of, if you're sitting with your partner, use something as a talking stick. The Native Americans used the concept of a talking stick. I learned it from a woman who was Lakota. So the only person who can talk is the one holding the talking stick. The other person listens. Or if you're in a group, everybody else listens. Really listen, deep listen. Having periodic relationship reviews, just like we did in corporate America on projects. Have a weekly project review. Do the same thing in a relationship. Weekly or monthly review. And understand what the baseline of the relationship is. So that people understand where they are. Each party understands. Now, don't take advice from me, because I've never been successful at this. I'm telling you what I'm learning. These are all the concepts I'm learning, and I hope someday to be able to put them into practice with the next beautiful woman that comes into my life. If that's what the universe has in store for me. So I'll be ready. The other thing I think about from a man's perspective is to have, David Dieter talks about this in The Way of the Superior Man, is to have your mission or your purpose. Those words get intermixed a little bit. I've come to the conclusion that my purpose is to be of service to others. And my mission is to understand this concept known as love, deeply understand it, to make it part of myself as the integrated man, as they put it, or the hieros gamos, the Greek phrase for the marriage of the divine masculine and divine feminine inside all of us. And to truly understand that, to understand ourselves. They say that we can't truly love another self until we love ourselves. And that gets back to take somebody in as a part of ourselves. We don't want to hurt them, but we don't want to hurt ourselves. So we have to really know ourselves. I've been reading a lot about people talking about, there's a dating website I went to, read some of the profiles. Some really good profiles too of people who have done the work, the healing work. That is really paramount as I stand here today 65 revolutions around the sun. It's very paramount to have a deep, really deep, fulfilling relationship, to have done the work on ourselves, to really understand our own traumas and our attachments and our triggers. Really, really understand ourselves so that when we look at another person, they're going to mirror some of that back to us. Yeah. But from a man's perspective, we need to have our mission. I believe men need to do physical things. We need to do manly things. Mark Sisson's Primal Living is an example of that. Lift heavy objects. Be physical. And I know my life has turned around in the last year by being physical. I feel better. I feel better about myself, so I feel better physically. When I feel better physically, I'll feel better mentally and emotionally and spiritually. It's certain calmness that comes with releasing this energy that's inside of us, this sea of chi that wants to be released into something with some passion. And I think men really need to do that in this society. And it's tough in this society. We don't have any farms to work on, and we're not hunting the animals. You know, spent my whole career sitting at a desk. You know, thank God for going to the gym at night and release all that energy. Yeah. It's very important for men to do that. At least not every day, but a lot. Yeah. We need to have our own missions, our own purpose. Individually, and then as a couple also. These are some of the things I've been thinking about for the last year and a half. Almost a year and a half since the relationship I had with the only woman I ever loved came to an end. It's been a year and 3 months. Seems like a long time ago. Been a lot to learn. A lot of life review going on. To understand myself and this thing called love. Talked about self-love before, and the parts of self-love, self-care, self-worth, self-respect, self-responsibility. So practice, the woman that I was with was teaching me about self-care. You know, cognizant of the clothes. It's a little thing, but if there's a hole in it, get rid of it. If it's old, get rid of it. You know, respect yourself. Show up for the world. Show up for the world and show up for yourself, first of all. Yeah, love yourself enough that you'll do those little things, like make the bed and brush your teeth. Yep. Nothing works better than a nice smile. There's a lot of people who don't smile easily these days. They're not loving themselves. See it every day. A lot. So, go out and love yourself. Practice self-love a little bit every day. Take the time for yourself. Take the time for your loved one. Sit down and talk deeply. Go out to YouTube and watch the videos about conscious intimacy. I'll put some links down below. There are some really good ones that I watched a couple weeks ago. Yeah. Because this world needs more love. It needs better relationships, and the most important relationship you have is with yourself. The most important relationship I have is with myself, first and foremost. So we want to make that priority number one, because only from there can we then give to somebody else. This is something we're not taught. Some people get it, very few though. Very few get it intuitively. But we're just not taught these things. So let's teach ourselves these things. Let's spread the word and teach each other. That's what I'm trying to do with these videos. So go love yourself. Love the other selves. And we'll do it consciously. And all together we'll create a better world. Aho.